I'm Robyn Davis, creator of Keto for Life. I am a ketogenic coach. However, honestly, everything I learned, everything I know is from experience, trial and error, quite frankly, with myself and other people in the group. So I'm gonna be honest with you. What I'm about to tell you, I just started talking about. I've been eating keto just over 4 years, but I just started talking about this 6 months ago. I don't want to talk about it and I don't like it. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but there's somebody out there that needs to hear it. It's uncomfortable, it's embarrassing, it's shameful. There may be an illegality in my story, but I think people need to hear it. Because I know for 35 years I thought I was the only person. And when I started talking about it, and Dr. Berry alluded to this earlier, which I was thrilled about and shocked, because it's something that nobody talks about. I don't understand the science behind it. I can explain gluconeogenesis and I can spell beta-hydroxybutyrate, but I cannot explain the science behind this. I hope, guys, can we get some research? It would be wonderful. I think we need a psychiatrist for it. But my story gets started. I was bullied pretty bad in 4th grade. I looked different. And I know now I was not obese by any means. I wasn't even overweight, really. But in 5th, I was bigger. I was 5 foot 6 inches tall. I'm actually only 5'4.5" now, but in 6th grade, I was 5 foot 6 inches tall. I was taller than the boys, okay? I was bigger. And everybody, y'all don't understand me, everybody that I knew, everybody, every single one of them, was stick skinny. I was the only one that wasn't. In my mind, that was absolutely true. So in 5th grade, some stupid boy called me a name, which confirmed, I'm 10 years old, confirmed everything I already knew. I was fat, I was disgusting, and I vowed right then and there I was gonna do whatever it took to be skinny. Thing was, guys, I was never fat. I just didn't know it. So I was an athlete in high school. I was probably in great shape. As an 80s kid, someone asked for who here was an 80s kid, I was an 80s kid. We didn't have the internet. I certainly didn't have the resources. So I started doing things like copying what everybody else ate, because everybody else was skinny and I was fat and gross. And in case I mentioned, I was never overweight. I just didn't know it. So copied what they ate, well, that didn't work. So then you just stop eating for a while, that doesn't really work. Fast forward through high school, I was an athlete, I played 3 sports. I was probably in great shape. I was addicted to exercise. I ran from the time I was probably 16 until I was almost 40. I ran 75 to 100 miles a week. That's not an exaggeration. 15 to 18 miles a day, every day, it didn't matter. I did it. You'd think as you got older, you became an adult, these feelings would go away, you get a little bit smarter. Got worse. Got worse in my head, but it also got worse because now I was a professional, I had resources, and the internet came out. Well, I could never get prescription medications. Dr. Westman, Dr. Berry, they'd never prescribed me fen or whatever that stuff was because I wasn't overweight. But when the internet came out, I could lie. I could make up a doctor's name. I could find some international online pharmacy to send me anything I wanted. What did they send me? I have no idea. And to be honest with you, I didn't care. Could have been poison. I didn't care. I took it anyway. I challenge anybody to name one diet that I didn't do. I've done them all for a period of time. I took every over-the-counter and fake prescription, I don't even know where they came from, diet pills there was. That was the illegality, by the way. That was like, I guess, the worst I ever did, but I don't think that was legal, is it, guys? Probably not. But I did it, and I didn't care. Then I began 25 years of binging and starving. And, you know, a lot of people say, yeah, I'm a binge eater too. I just want to walk you through real quick. I only got a few minutes here, but what my day looks like. And this is where it starts to get kind of like hide your head in shame, but I can't do that anymore. I don't start at the afternoon. Single mom, always a single mom. And at this, point after my daughter was born, you talk about food addiction a lot. I don't believe I had a food addiction. I believe that it's a thing. Mine wasn't an addiction because I never got 1 second of pleasure from it. I cried while I did it. The self-loathing and self-hatred that I had for me while I was doing it, I don't know, and it's a fine line, I guess, between an addiction and a compulsion. But I had to eat everything in the house. I would go for days, literally days, with no sleep. I went grocery shopping every day because I ate everything that was in the house. When I ran out of food, now if there was a loaf and a half of bread there, I ate the loaf and a half of bread, toasted with, whatever. I then went for every other thing that was in the house. Multiple packages of bagels, not multiple bagels, multiple packages with low-fat cream cheese, of course. And every cracker, every, you name it, I did it. And when I ran out of food, 1, 2 in the morning, I would make a box cake mix, a box brownie mix, and I would sit there and I would eat all of it. Mind you, I'm physically ill. I'm in tears. I hate myself. I could not stop. This is the Mom of the Year award here. I would then get my toddler out of bed, not really wake her up, put her in her car seat, drive to the all-night McDonald's, 2 quarter pounders of cheese, 4 large fries, and a Diet Coke. Diet. And I'd eat that on the way home. By the time I got home, it was ready to, time to go to work. Got my daughter off of school, daycare, whatever, hit the Dunkin' Donuts at the bottom of the hill. Bagel with low-fat cream cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. Between there and McDonald's on North Main, understand this is a routine every day during a binge, and these binges could go on for months. Eat those bagels between there and McDonald's, 2 Egg McMuffins at the McDonald's, and 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. On the way to work, I stopped at the last rest area on Route 8, and I took all the wrappers out of my car, and I hid them in the trash can in the rest area. These binges, and I'd start all over again, by the way. These binges would go on for 2 weeks, 2 months, and then when I finally got to the point that I could not stand myself one more second, I just couldn't live myself, I would then not eat for 3 weeks. That was my cycle, 3 weeks, 2 months, 3 weeks, 2 months. I had clothes in my closet ranging in from size 6 to 16 because you just never knew where I was gonna be. About the time I was in my mid-30s, I started to get sick, like really sick. I mean, sicker than y'all are thinking, she's kind of sick as it is, right? No, I'm physically sick now. And took about a year, team of 9 doctors, 5 autoimmune diseases, lupus, Sjogren's, Epstein-Barr, Raynaud's arthritis, and I think I'm missing one. Anyway, 24 different medications, prescription, daily. Limited my flare-ups to 3 to 4 a year. Whatever, that's just, they told me, autoimmune diseases, they don't go away ever, you're always gonna have them, period. Meanwhile, even during flare-ups, I am still running 75 to 100 miles a week. Very painful. I can barely walk. It didn't matter, I had to do it. 25 years of binging and starving. Every diet there was. So that was just gonna be my life. Talk about miserable. By the way, I might have been 15 to 20 pounds overweight. I wasn't even really that overweight, but all I saw was a fat, disgusting person, okay? So, bought a new house, got a new neighbor. She comes over, good Louisiana people that we are, have a gumbo on the stove, offered Kathy some gumbo. She said, no thanks, I can't eat that. I said, no, it's not shellfish, don't worry, no, there's probably flour in there. So, I mean, what weirdo doesn't eat flour, right? So, she said, yeah, just eat it a different way. Well, what are you talking about? She said, she described it. I'm like, oh yeah, Atkins, I did that, lost a little bit of weight. She goes, no, not Atkins. And she started dropping these hints on this ketogenic diet. Well, I want to tell all of you that I started the ketogenic diet for the right reason. I didn't, not even a little. She has a great story, type 1 diabetes, children, how it, keto, I didn't even care, I wasn't hearing that, okay? I'm thinking this is a diet I haven't tried, period. That is why I started. 4 years later, I'm still here and trying to help other people because I have not had an autoimmune flare-up in 4 years. I am on 0 medications. I have been on 0 medications. None. Thank you. For 3.5 years. Thank you. I didn't do it. I hope those applauses for keto. But I didn't lose weight for 6 months. So if you're just starting, I did not lose 1 flippin' pound for 6 months. I was not happy. And just about, because I didn't buy Keto Clarity, which is a great book, by the way. I have read it and I own several copies. I didn't join the Barry Facebook group because it didn't exist. I didn't know there was such a thing. I went back to the early 1900s and said, I'm going to understand this thing and I'm going to do it right. And by God, everything, this is me, I'm doing everything right. Well, I was, you know what, I was pretty close. And everybody else was losing weight. About 6 months in, I'm ready to be done. I started thinking, I went, man, I haven't had a flare up in about 6 months. It's time. And y'all, you know, if you have autoimmune, who has autoimmune stuff here? Yeah. When you get a flare up, stick you on prednisone, what does that do? Makes you even feel worse, right? So I said, oh, it's time. Well, you know what, guys? It never came. Never. Haven't had a migraine since November 2016. The only thing I did different is change the way I ate. By the way, I wanted to lose 25 pounds. One day, boom, 28, gone. Still gone. I got down to where I was supposed to be, and there I stayed. So the bottom line, guys, I just want to let you know, if anybody feels anything like this, I'm a walking eating disorder, obviously, but the only thing I did different was change the way I ate. That's it. I don't know what it did to my mind, but it did something. Food no longer controls me. I do not binge eat. I do not starve. I eat a healthy ketogenic diet. So, regardless of why you guys start, and just don't stop. Thank you.